It's Wednesday. You know what that means, folks. We are back. It is me, the Undertaker. But wait a minute. You are not CM Skunk. Who are you, sir? Oh my God, it is Skunk. The Skunk
I
is
am
returned.
him. I've been him all along.
That's right. It is. What is the goddamn date today? I should know that. It is Wednesday, March 6th, which means we just got through watching Dynamite. AEW Revolution happened a couple of days ago. The greater, the great, the legend, the icon, Sting himself, has retired, hung it up. He had his final match. It was incredible. We will talk Revolution. We will talk Dynamite. But first, Skunk, you are the resident Stinger. Tell us, how do you feel? The floor is yours. Give the people your thoughts on Sting's his final match, his whole run overall, his career in general, if you must.
They want to know how I feel. Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
He is a little
shit.
Stinger.
Look at this shit.
Show the people.
Since I can crawl. Oh my God. And if I got his gloves from TNA. TNA WCW.
Got you, my friend.
His WWE run. I had the red and black ones at one point too, and I had some pink ones as well. And the bat. But then I got this figure. Oh my man, I've been following. Oh my God, just look at that
Joker Sting looking over your shoulder there.
They didn't quite. Oh yeah, Joker Sting's right behind me.
Oh my God, Skunk, you're dropping things.
Regardless. Thank you, Sting.
Or maybe more appropriately.
Oh! Oh my
yes.
God! Don't turn your back on the wolf.
An incredible match. An incredible show, Revolution overall. But everything they did with Sting was absolutely incredible. And I personally only have really watched Sting for his AEW run. WCW was past my wrestling watching time. I pretty much started watching wrestling when WCW died. I didn't watch TNA because I was 8 years old at the time, so I was just watching with my family. So I obviously knew who Sting was and knew of Sting, but I had not seen his work until his AEW run. And even with that very limited exposure, I think his AEW run was perfect. The retirement and send off that they gave him was perfect. Just tell the people your thoughts.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so growing up, as any major Sting fan, we always looked forward to him defeating the bad guys and whatnot. No matter how many NWO members there were, no matter how dastardly Jeff Jarrett it was, Stinger was the man, and to defeat the big baddie. And it's just, the dude's presence alone, out as a kid and everything. They're just like, oh my God, why is the NWO taking over everything and there's nobody to do nothing? And and all just
save us, Stinger. You're our only hope.
Save it literally. Hey, no, Stinger would give fans like me a reason and to believe that you can beat up all the evildoers and whatnot.
Yes, you can.
He was the silent assassin for the longest time or whatnot because he never really spoke much, but people respected his in-ring work and are all in good dude and everything. And as history unfolded, it's just, oh my God, just doing it. I remember even when he came to TNA, he finally won the big one from Jarrett and everything. With the whole threatening of having him being retired if he were to lose.
Yes.
And he came out with I think it was the debut of this type of face paint too. Because this looks like from Bound for Glory 2010-ish, but he had but at 06-ish, I have the DVD somewhere, but he started to do the red and black with his TNA run at the time is what I'm trying to say. Yes. And Kurt Angle was the special guest referee as well. But no, it was cool. Because at one point Jarrett, oh my God, it looks like Sting is about to lose, and Jarrett gets the guitar. Wow, Stinger's just hulking up, and it's just he got just getting the Scorpion Deathlock. I go, oh my god! And then like the next year, going up against Angle. At one point, he went up against Styles, also whatnot. He somehow carried Hogan through a match.
Wrestled Jeff Hardy, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was even thinking about the Victory Road 2011 wrestling Jeff Hardy.
Sting did.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
man.
Sting was the only professional in that bout. That infamous incident.
Yeah, no, Bischoff should not have let him go out there. He shouldn't have been that fucked up and went out there. That whole thing is just regrettable.
Yeah, that was way nuts.
Yes,
but at the same time, the point is, there's nobody can. I have never heard anybody say a bad thing about Stinger, other than some folks saying, "Oh, I just wasn't into Sting," and that's cool. But
except maybe that fucking leathery hot dog looking Hulk Hogan say he wasn't tan enough. And fucking him over when he should have won the title in WCW. But then again, it's that slimy fuck Hulk Hogan, so
And that's the thing. Sting's chase to getting the WCW heavyweight title out of the evil Hulkster's hands.
Evil Hulkster indeed.
That title,
shoot, brother.
That whole journey to getting through the NWO to finally get his clutches onto the evil Hulkster. And whatnot, the match itself wasn't all that good because as of guys like Hulk Hogan having the big creative clauses and god damn it, big creative clauses at the time and that prevented some really cool things from that could have happened. But at the same time, Stinger, or no matter what, Stinger was the ultimate company man and made everything work.
Yes,
and everything, and I just thought and. It was cool seeing him finally get his hands on the belt too, and I mean, again, even when they wanted us to hate him wearing the NWO Wolfpack red pin, he looks so cool.
Yeah, you can't hate somebody who looks that sick.
Darby's got the bat now too, so that makes me happy. But yeah, Stinger retiring was after decades of AIDS. The guy was older than my mom, still wrestling. It's an inspiration because at one point we were to never see the Stinger again. And when we lost Undertaker, we got Stinger back. I am the most grateful wrestling fan right now.
That's a good segue into talking about the actual match itself, because like you said, he was 64 still wrestling, but I would like to expand on that. He was 64. His last match, he took 2 different table bumps, and the Bucks threw him through a pane of glass.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd ever agree to that.
This match was insane. They had a amazing video package before where he watched his highlights from his career with footage from New Japan, and obviously AEW and around the world. WWE refused to send them any footage, so fuck them. They can rot in hell. But then again, that
they acknowledged
them
on the next night on Raw, but still, they could have at least just been come on, dude.
Could have sent some WCW footage.
Yeah,
or some.
It's TNT wrestling on TNT. Yeah. Damn it!
And that's why one company owning all that wrestling history is bad. But that's another.
That's another
topic for another time. Amazing video package with what they could do. Not with what they could do. It was an amazing video package. They should have had more footage from Sting's career.
Yeah.
And then
I got my little Sting figure when he first was the Crow when I was from just around. I was really little. It was right before kindergarten and whatnot.
That was a very long time ago.
But I have that one somewhere. It was this. It was half the size of this guy and everything, and the little arms are It was cool. I had a big giant Kevin Nash that looked like a giant hulking monster too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but that paired with
were the quads pre-torn, or did you have to tear them?
They just looked gigantic for an action figure. It was cool.
But yeah, back to the match. Sting's sons came out. One of them was dressed as Surfer Sting in the Americana getup. The other one came out as NWO Sting, and then the lights went out, and then TK blessed us. He paid up. He ponied up. We got Seek and Destroy. Lost our fucking minds.
That was so cool. That was so friggin' cool.
He came out. He walked down to the ring with his sons. Darby was already out there. The Bucks and Darby.
I feel wonderful.
The Bucks and Darby made their entrance before we got to Sting. Sting had it was just after that moment, it was all about Sting. And like they got in the ring, and the bell rang, and they got with the shit immediately. Darby fucking suicide dove out of the ring at the Young Bucks, and from then on, it was on. They whooped ass. Sting's sons got in there. They were beating on the Young Bucks, and then this match just turned into
there's all those stinger splashes.
The fucking craziest spectacle you could ever imagine for Sting's last match.
What an effort, damn
All kinds of crazy spots. Like, it was tornado rules, falls count anywhere. There were tables. There were thumbtacks. There was panes of glass. Multiple panes of glass. Sting was thrown through one of them. Darby jumped. You've all probably seen it by now. We obviously, like, fucking don't need to... We watched
the Passion of the Darby.
That man jumped from that ladder through the pane of glass. So much blood. Insane. Just absolutely incredible. The Bucks double teamed this man for like a good 5 to 10 minutes, and he was just no selling it and kicking out. And like, I thought for sure that like Sting was gonna lose this match and the Bucks were gonna win. I thought Sting comes from that generation. He would want to go out on his back, and like he did want to go out on his back, and he had to be like sat down and been like, no, god damn it, you're winning this fucking match. So I was thinking the Bucks were winning, and he kept kicking out, and I was so into it. And then when he finally got that fucking Scorpion Deathlock, and he like someone I think it might have been Joe Lanza from Voices of Wrestling. I was listening to their review. He like waved the crowd up when he was getting that Deathlock, and he was like telling them like, this is it. This is it. Man, it was an incredible moment. And like, so I was watching at a bar. There's a bar by me that does watch parties. So the whole bar's there to watch the show. And we were losing it. That place exploded. And like, it was emotional. Sting was emotional. People in the crowd were crying. It cut to that one guy, that one image of the fan in the crowd with tears in his eyes, and the bar all immediately at the same time gave a collective awe. It was amazing. It was just an incredible moment. An amazing way to cap off an amazing career. So yeah, and that was just the retirement of Sting.
Seek and destroy.
That's just Sting's retirement alone. There was still a whole AEW revolution that happened before all of that amazingness,
culminating in one of the best pay-per-view performances I've ever seen of this company.
To top off, one of the best pay-per-views I've seen personally, and from this company specifically.
Yeah,
like it was an incredible show. Like very fun, top to bottom. How you want to tackle this? You want to like run through it quick? Like so much happened.
Man, Ospreay
and Takeshita went crazy. Let's start there.
Are you not entertained?
Man,
all those slams, the necks, I
was online. I do not engage in the Twitter discourse online. I would like very much to point out I do not engage. I do, however, see it. And I saw it all online talking about where's the sell-in, where's the store, what am I supposed to... It was very simple. Like, if you don't get it, I don't know what to tell you. These guys are teammates. They're two of the best in the world, going against each other, competing against each other to prove who's better. They want to show each other up. Of course, they're just going to be in there throwing all kinds of big bombs at each other. They're trying to show off and show out each other, you know? So, like, and, like, you guys see in, like, MMA fights all the time. Guys will take just huge hits on the jaw and just keep coming, you know? So, like, don't fucking hit me with that bullshit. This match was incredible. They were hitting
I loved it.
each other hard. Their strikes, they were laying them in. They were some gnarly spots. The goddamn brainbuster from the fucking turnbuckle was disgusting. That shit was vile.
Did you take a look at Will Ospreay's back?
God, that was insane.
I feel wonderful.
Who knew that like that wouldn't be the worst back injury we'd see all night? Like fucking Darby's back looked like a goddamn fucking... I don't even know like what to describe it. That man was just bleeding everywhere.
Passion of the Darby.
Yeah. I think
then he's gonna climb Everest.
I think most of Darby Allin's back is still in North Carolina right now. Yeah, he wrestles Jay White in a week, and then after that, he leaves for Mount Everest. Which, you know, I didn't think about this at the time. Like, there is the possibility that, like, Darby could die on that mountain. Like, he mentioned it himself. And, like, Jay White could be his last match ever. Which kind of, like, it makes me think, like, did Darby, like, choose Jay White as his last opponent knowing that? Is that just, like, coincidence?
Hey, man.
Because, like, you know, Sting got to choose the Young Bucks when he retired. And granted, like, this is not the same thing. But, like, you know, that was just a thought I had. But that's not important.
The only thing that's for sure about these guys, nothing's for sure for Sting and Darby.
But yeah, Takeshita and Ospreay went off, man. They were having an incredible match. Will Ospreay wins, clean as a fucking whistle. I thought there were going to be some Don Callis shenanigans. I thought there would be some Don Callis shenanigans tonight. We'll get to that later, but yeah, just an incredible match. Like, it was exactly what I would hope from these two. And, like, I'm sure these two have more matches in them. Like, they probably have, like, another one in, like, probably a couple years. I don't think it'll be soon. Unless Takeshita versus Ospreay is, like, the main feud that comes out, like, once Will Ospreay is out of the Don Callis family. Because I think they need to get him the fuck out of there soon. But, yeah, so we had the amazing Takeshita Ospreay match. We had the world title match between Samoa Joe, Hangman, and Swerve. It was, now listen, it could not hold up to, like, the incredible shit that was going to be. It was sandwiched right between Ospreay and Sting. They were just, oh, that's what a spot. But they still went out there and had an incredible match with an incredible story. Swerve turned babyface. He did show some redemption. He didn't cheat. He didn't use Nana's, like, fucking crown when he had the chance. He dropped it and said, nah, fuck that. Hangman has officially lost his shit completely. You can tell me he is a heel AEW, but I will not boo that fucking man. You can tell me he's a bad guy. I do not accept it. Swerve broke into his house. I absolutely think he is justified in his insanity.
He lost his shit.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of 2 referees in this match. He did not hesitate to brain Swerve with the title. He was just acting a fool, as he should. Anyway, he also tapped out, which was a shock to me, genuinely.
Hangman tapped.
I was not expecting.
Now, did he really tap, or did he just do it to prevent Swerve from getting a chance?
Well, I do believe he probably tapped out just to prevent Swerve from getting that chance. However, he was not on Dynamite tonight, so we will not know for probably some time, because he will probably be suspended for his actions. You know, assaulting 2 different referees.
Why did you do it, Hangman?
Yes, why?
What's happened to you, Hangman?
But it was a very very fun match. It solidified Swerve as a babyface. It solidified Hangman as a heel, despite what I refuse to boo him. Like, incredible stuff. FTR versus fucking Mox and Claudio, man, that was a fun match too. They were just in there hitting each other hard. Dax was fucking bleeding a gusher. FTR and fucking not FTR.
FTR's entrance is so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I just like that 80s synthy stuff.
Oh yeah, the music itself.
Yeah,
is,
the
like,
music
cool.
itself is really cool.
It's a, like, very unshameful, unapologetic ripoff of is the Midnight Express theme, I think, is the one.
They wish they were one of these guys. Is them or the Hart Foundation?
They absolutely do. Their whole shtick is basically Arn and Tully cosplay.
But that's okay. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Yes.
I feel wonderful.
But, that was a very fun match. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the card. So much has happened. Like we said, we watched Dynamite just now, probably like an hour ago. That was an incredible show. So, like, my brain is trying to focus on that and all of the incredibleness that was Revolution at the same time.
Man, Toni Storm is still our women's champion.
Yeah. There was also that. There was all the incredibleness, but there was also Toni Storm.
Wonderful.
I popped so hard when her old music hit, and, like, Mariah May came out, and, like, it took me a sec to realize it was Mariah May. But, like, the music hit, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I popped and I lost my mind. And I'm like, that person's way. She came out, and it took me a second, but I'm like, that person's way too fucking tall. That's Mariah May. And the disappointment was immense and indescribable. My heart sank to the floor when
I found it utterly brilliant.
Yes, well, we will have to disagree on this one, Skunk. We will have to disagree. Let's see. We have a new international champion. Roddy Strong beat the absolute dog shit out of Orange Cassidy.
We got Roderick Strong back.
Yes. We got Kyle O'Reilly back. Kyle O'Reilly's back after nearly 2 years. I'm so stoked for that.
Yeah. You go, dude. Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. We've talked all about that. We haven't even talked about Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston. What a match. They just went in there and
that
they
was
just
a match for respect.
beat the shit out of each other. Two dudes who don't respect each other, wrestling like they don't respect each other. Just smacking the shit out of each other, trying to hurt each other. Eventually, Eddie gets the win. Danielson shakes his hand. Skunk, did you see the little backstage vignette they shot later and posted online?
No.
Of them. Okay, so
I watched the post scrum, but yeah.
I'll have to show it to you or send it to you sometime. But they're in the trainer's room and they're talking and they're like essentially they're making amends. And
they're friends.
Danielson is eventually just like, I was wrong. Everything that he battled through the last 20 years, I should have respected him all this time. He like, basically he's like, I was completely wrong about everything I said. So that was cool. It was an incredible match. We will talk more about Eddie Kingston and the Continental Crown a little bit later when we talk Dynamite. So we opened also with Christian Cage, Danny Garcia. Another fun match. I was really pulling for Garcia because if you remember on this show a couple weeks ago, I did make the prediction that Garcia and Swerve were leaving this pay-per-view with gold. I was wrong. But when both of these matches got booked, I thought, like, holy crap, have I unlocked some Scott Sykes? Okay. Wow. English. I thought I unlocked psychic abilities when Tony Khan booked this match. Both of these matches on this show. But I did not. I was wrong. They both lost. But overall, fantastic show. Do you, Skunk, have any last thoughts on Revolution? Oh my goodness. Well, the wheat's kicking in, folks. This is the roll-up after all.
I feel the smoke. Anyways, I smelled something in the air, and it was greatness spewing from this company. It's coming. It's coming. Yes. I really dig this new brand ending that they got going, and to cap it off with Sting's retirement, and on top of a great overall one of the best pay-per-views AEW's ever put on.
Yes.
On a bunch of hard-hitting physical matches, and yeah, if they just moving forward, they got the most loaded friggin' roster ever.
They really
now
do.
they got no excuses moving forward.
Yes.
So let's go.
All right. Well, that was AEW Revolution 2024. Now let's talk Dynamite from tonight. And holy shit, what a banger show this was.
That was so cool.
Holy shit. Kazuchika Okada is all fucking elite. He sided with the Young Bucks. He is a fucking heel. He attacked Eddie Kingston. So it looks like we're getting Eddie versus
Why'd you attack poor Uncle Kingston?
Yes. What the fuck, Kazoo? Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson. Eddie Kingston versus Kazuchika Okada for the Continental Crown will feed families. Speaking of feeding families, Will Ospreay wrestled Kyle Fletcher tonight in the main event, and it was incredible. And then after that, he was confronted by, who was just on my mind, Bryan goddamn Danielson. They are immediately getting to this shit. I for sure thought they would like keep them a little bit of away from each other for a little bit. Let Ospreay get into the company a little bit. I knew there was a match that would happen, but I did not think that they would be like setting it up this early. And I personally cannot fucking wait. Those two, they are like, they're gonna be battling each other for Wrestler of the Year all year. and they might actually be battling each other for real when they get in that ring.
For real.
For real. We opened the show with a swerve in the ring with Tony Schiavone. I believe it was Tony Schiavone. He comes out and he says, like, he promises that he's going to win that world title. And Joe comes out. He doesn't really take too kindly to that. Because, like, what the fuck, man? I'm the champion. You're talking a lot of shit about my title. So they go back and forth. Eventually, they get interrupted by the goddamn Undisputed Kingdom. They come out, and Adam Cole's talking all kind of nonsense. I don't even really remember what I've learned to tune Adam Cole out the last couple of months. Like ever since the whole Bro Chachos thing, he's had go away heat with me. I've not been shy about that.
Go away, he can't walk.
Like I lost my goddamn mind when he debuted in this company, and now I just want him off of my screen. But anyway, they were talking about how like neither of them are gonna win the world title, and that it's gonna be Wardlow. And,
Wardlow's world.
They set up the match for next week out of fucking Big Business. They also they set up a tag team match with where are the fucking dorks? Oh, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven.
The Ring of Honor
tag team champions. Yeah, the dorks.
Yeah, the dorks. They're no champs.
It was honestly, this was a very good Dynamite as a whole, but this was a very raw ass segment where like they set up the match. It wasn't actually planned like ahead of time, with the heels and the baby faces, and they're going, "Oh, I'm just getting word. It is official and it is happening now." And that's what happened. It was Swerve and fucking Joe versus the dorks again, Bennett and Taven, and Swerve and Joe won, pretty much exclusively with Swerve's help, and he beat them. He beat the nerds pretty much single-handedly. Stared daggers through Joe while doing it, and Joe looked pissed. So
Joe's knee looked hurt.
Yeah,
like he had some like tape above his knee and whatnot.
Well, that's probably fair. I mean, he is a battle-hardened veteran at this point.
That's right.
And
regardless, I'm enjoying him while I still got him.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. I'm trying to think. We got a who was it? Daddy Magic versus Killswitch. Christian Cage on commentary. Killswitch pretty much it was like an extended squash pretty much.
The line of the night with Christian Cage. He tells Excalibur to shut his mouth before he rips off the mask and shows the world that he's uglier than Schiavone.
Schiavone, yeah, that was funny. This was nothing exciting. It was no like 5-star classic, but I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed Daddy Magic coming out, just walking down to the rings, pissed off, like ribs taped up, jeans, boots. He got in the ring, no bullshit, and just immediately went after Killswitch. Just got with this shit, started throwing in the punches. But like I said, Killswitch beats him. They beat him up. They chokeslam him. Danny Garcia comes out to save Daddy Magic, and but eventually the numbers get the better of them until the Adam Copeland returns, and was wild. He chases Christian from the ringside area back through the backstage, out the arena. Christian Cage steals a car to get away.
That felt like a classic segment and a half.
It was a very much like an Attitude Era segment, but like not Attitude Era in a derogatory way, because they're unfortunately the Attitude Era has in a way haunted the wrestling industry.
It's the greatest.
It was the most popular, I will say, and the most commercially successful. But if you look back on it, a lot of it is kind of dog shit. The matches are short.
Well, the matches were there were a lot of stinkers, but
and like
the characters,
some
of the
stories and shit, it's not gonna hold up. That's not the point. But the overall point was a lot of people cling on to the Attitude Era with their dying breath, and it's a cancer.
The greatest.
But this was not Attitude Era-esque in that way. And it was more Attitude
Era. Felt like
Era.
when Austin would chase Ace the Rock or Triple H.
chaotic and wild.
That's what I'm saying. It was cool.
Yeah.
They know what story they're telling here.
Which set up in 2 weeks from now in Toronto. Christian Cage, Adam Copeland for the TNT title one more time. I quit match.
Imagine if father of AEW quits on us.
Oh, yeah, well, he'd be just like my real dad.
No.
So, Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta are going to be in the tag title tournament.
Oh yeah, there's a new tournament.
They're wrestling on Rampage. That was set up in a backstage vignette. God, we had a backstage vignette with Hook and fucking Jericho. I don't want Hook to get sucked into the fucking Jericho-verse.
The Jericho-verse.
But like, it is what it is. He might. Because then after that we had Brian Cage versus Hook in
Wolverine. That was FTW.
That was very fun
match.
Very fun. Plunder. That they were beating the shit out of each other. Like, it was just a chaotic, hardcore match. You know, like trash can lids, thumbtacks, kendo sticks. They had the fucking ringside steel like barricade. Cage went absolutely fucking pummeling through the like barrier for like the ringside to the crowd area.
Hell yes.
And like, it's funny because like the way it was filmed, like you can't even tell Hook is in the frame, so it kind of looks like he just fucking barrels through it for the funsies, which is hilarious. So that was very fun. Hook wins, and then he gets beat down by, oh fuck, who was it?
They're from Ring of Honor. The Samoan tag team.
Yeah.
They're part of the Mogul Embassy, yeah.
With Gates of Agony.
Gates of Agony.
Fuck, I don't know why it took me so long to remember what their fucking names were.
It's okay.
Toa Leona and
then Jericho.
What's the other fucking guy's name? One of them's Toa Leona. I don't know, but it was Gates of Agony. They beat him down. Jericho came out to make the save. Who gives a fuck? Not I. That is who. We also had Willow and Riho, or not Willow and Riho and Chris Statlander. They're continuing this story where fucking oh my god, what's this fucking? I'm forgetting everyone's name now. Like I said, the weed is kicking in.
The manager guy.
Yeah, Stokely. Fucking Stokely. They're continuing this story where Stokely is trying to get Chris to cheat to win, and she's not. He reintroduced the chain, and like this match was really fun. It was a really good, really fun match, and so they introduced the chain. She doesn't use it, and then eventually she gets rolled up, and Riho gets the win. And
embarrassing.
She caught Chris off guard, and if fucking Stokely hadn't like interfered, she probably would have won. And hey, she probably would have won if she just said to hell with it and used the chain, which that's eventually led to Willow also challenging Riho, which I don't know if you picked up on this, but Willow in that promo said, "I know I can beat Riho," and I think that is going to be a very little seed. I don't think anyone's going to think
any
much
of them
of
can
it,
beat Riho.
but I think
they all have.
I think that's going to be the source of potentially a Chris Statlander heel turn, because I think Willow does beat Riho next week, and Chris is going to resent that. And it's going to weigh on her, and it's going to eat her away until eventually she turns on Willow and actually does join Stokely. And, like, you know, I think Stokely with a heel Chris could be fun. I'd be here for a heel Chris. So, yeah, hell yeah. There was some Timeless Tony thing with Mariah. Feel free to talk about it if you care to, Skunk.
Wonderful.
I have no thoughts on this.
It was wonderful.
No thoughts, head empty on Toni Storm for me.
It was another moment to gaze upon the greatest women's champion in all Elite Wrestling, Toni Storm.
Jamie
Timeless.
Hayter's back?
No.
I hope Jamie Hayter is back soon.
I miss her too, but
yes, let's see.
But I'm loving this run with Timeless Toni Storm. It's hilarious. I love it.
We also had Darby White promo. We talked about that earlier, where he talked about Sting's retirement, and then he talked about how he could be He's gonna be climbing Mount Everest soon. That how he could actually realistically die, and like he wanted to say thank you to AEW, thank you to all the fans, because like 5 years ago he was homeless and all that, and then that's where Jay White came out and confronted him. You know, we talked about that. They talked
Wrestling's catalyst.
Wrestling's catalyst. Yes. I love Jay White in the segment. He's such a smarmy fucking prick, and it's what I love about his character. Like Darby's all serious, and he's just kind of blowing him off. And like, even when he had the bat like up to his chin, Jay was just kind of like, yeah, all right, little brother. I think that match is gonna be great. I don't know, like, it's kind of like a weird thing to think about. Like, it could be Darby's last match, and I don't know. Jay White doesn't seem like the kind of guy that like.
Yeah, imagine losing to Jay White. That's not bad.
I think he'd probably win. Okay, so Skunk, if you were Tony Khan, and this guy was going away for a while, and you knew that he could potentially never come back, but not like in a way because like maybe his time in the company just ran out. Like he could fucking die. Like this is not like, okay, you're booking this knowing Sting's retiring. You're booking this like knowing this guy might fucking die. Do you have him win so he goes out on a high note and like his potential last match is a win and like this nice moment, or do you go, this guy's not gonna be here. He's gonna be climbing fucking Mount Everest for like the next however, I don't know how long it takes to climb Mount Everest. I would never look into doing something.
I don't want to know.
I hate the fucking cold, first of all, so that's a fucking no for me. But yeah, if I'm like Tony Khan, I'm like, this guy's not going to be here for 3 fucking months. Does he really need to win this match? I'm going to have Jay White here. Like, I could do things with Jay White while Darby is, you know, fucking off climbing his mountain. Or do you go, no, Darby needs to win this because he might fucking die.
I mean, Darby's grown on me as a performer since the very first time I saw him. When I first saw him with Sting, I didn't like the pairing because you had Grandpa, a Ringling brother, with his crazy clown college-age nephew and whatever.
Okay.
And just, but at the same time, and like, yeah, at first I was like, oh, come on, man. And like, I was like, I'm a Stinger guy. Like, hey, like, I know, like, he's always been part of the unusual stuff, but I was like, with Darby Allin, I was like, okay. And it's like, dude, it's culminated from Sting has helped culminate the evolution of Darby right up to the passion of Darby, and now,
yes.
And now we're gonna. I mean, yeah, Darby can win it, but I don't even think he cares if he wins it. Is what I'm saying.
So, yeah, and then after that, it was pretty much the main event, and we talked about that. It was Ospreay and fucking Kyle Fletcher. It was incredible.
Oh, dude.
Like, I can't believe
these men.
We're just gonna have Ospreay wrestling matches like this on TV, like just whenever.
Be
like,
grateful, you filthy wrestling fans.
Yeah, you goddamn fucking filthy, ungrateful marks. Fickle, you fickle fucks.
Fickle.
Yeah, these two are going crazy.
Enjoy yourselves.
Like, man, what a match! And like, just on TV, just main event in your TV. And then to have him be confronted by Bryan Danielson, like what I was upset actually when I saw the little like graphic on the screen because I wanted them to say something to each other, and that's how you know your show was good when at the end of it you're mad it's over because you wanted more. And now I think by the way they shot this, because the final shot of Dynamite was. The camera was like behind Danielson, Ospreay was here, and the way it was like framed, they were staring at each other, and behind them was the stage, and right in the middle of it was the AEW Dynasty, April 21st on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I think that's where they do that match, and I think that was framed like that.
That'll be cool. First big match for Ospreay.
Yeah. Your first pay-per-view as an official roster member against Bryan Danielson.
I mean, the match against Takeshita was big too.
That was.
But still,
true.
this is a big one too.
True. I guess the the Takeshita match would have been his first official.
Yeah, it's first real official one, but this is like, okay.
Yeah, Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. I fucking cannot wait. And,
you have the greatest wrestler of the last 20 years versus the greatest wrestler now.
Yes, and we haven't even talked about a new look, a new theme, a new set, a new feel.
I dig it.
It's incredible. I love this new Dynamite.
They still kept the rock and roll theme.
I'm here for it. I love it.
It's a new day.
The feeling is back. We are so fucking back. And that was Dynamite. Skunk, you got any more thoughts on Dynamite tonight?
I loved it.
Hell yeah.
It's cool seeing Darby with the bat is all I'm saying.
It was. Loaded Collision on Saturday. I don't have the card on the top of my head. I know Mark Briscoe's wrestling the House of Black with
Chris Teton on wrestling.
Teton is wrestling Chris Jericho, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Teton and Jericho, but I know Teton for sure is wrestling. Yeah, well, do you have anything else for the people, Skunk?
Sting, thank you for the greatest wrestling career and greatest comeback story. You meant everything to me and millions of other fans that watched you. Oh, you had been doing this longer than you've been doing this before I was ever even thought of. And I'm so happy I was there. Yes, thank you for the memories. All right. All.
Well, that's pretty much all that's been happening this week in wrestling. But however, we are not done with you just yet. We're gonna take a quick break. You'll know this because the video file is obviously gonna be longer as you're watching this, if you're watching this. But we will have something very special for you in just a second. So, adios for now.
You know where to find us.
Yes.
Instagram.
Instagram. X/Twitter. Twitch, YouTube, where you're hopefully watching this right now. TheRollUpPod. That's CM Skunk. I almost forgot. I'm the Undertoker. This has been The Roll Up. Get high and watch wrestling, folks.
Thank you, Sting.
Yes, thank you, Sting.
Yeah.